Hi there. Welcome back to our next session on control statements in Java. In this session we would learn about writing our problems with conditions, multiple options with switch statements, and how to make loop in a program, and types of loop. We would also do lab sessions for each. So, learners, are you ready? Let's start doing it. Statements are similar to sentences in the English language. A sentence forms a complete idea which can include one or more clauses. Likewise, a statement in Java forms a complete command to be executed and can include one or more expressions. First of all, we would learn about the if statements. The Java if statement is used to test the condition. It checks Boolean condition, true or false. There are various types of if statement in Java. If statement, if-else statement, nested if statement, if-else if ladder. First of all, we would discuss about if statements in Java. The Java if statement tests the condition. It executes the if block, if condition is true. Here is the syntax for if condition. You have to write your condition in if block, and, if the condition is true, the code within the scope is executed. You can also see the flowchart of the if condition. Now we would learn this if statement with a simple program. Let's start creating our program. First of all, open your notepad as you can see in your video. Or you can use any other text editors as well. I am using Notepad. Now write your program as you can see. Start with class keyword followed by class name. Like class if example. Write public static void main in your program with string array as argument of main method. In main method, take a integer variable number and assign value as 10. Now write if and put the condition as number is less than 20. If number that is 10 is less than 20, then the code within if scope would be printed on console. So let's write the system.out.println and in double quotes print your message to be written on console. Like I am writing number is less than 20, you can write your own message. Now save the file as the class name. I am saving it as if example.java on desktop. Now let's run the program. Open the command prompt and change your directory to desktop or to the folder where you have saved your program. Your Java path has been set using environment variable. Now write javac if example.java. You can see your command prompt returns back. It means that your program is compiled. Now run your program using Java keyword. Write Java if example or your program name. You can see the message you have written in print statement. If you find any difficulty in doing this program, you can see the video again and follow the steps as stated. Now let's do the if-else statements. The Java if-else statement also tests the condition. It executes the if block. If condition is true, it executes the statements within if block, or otherwise else block is executed. You can see the syntax and you can pen it down for your future reference. See the flowchart. Now let's learn it with an example. Again, you have to open your notepad, or if it is already open, open a new file and write your program. I am writing class if else example. Now write its main method as public static void main with string array as argument. In main method, create a variable. I am creating an integer variable as number and its value is 13. Now in if condition, I am checking whether the number is odd or even, so I would check its divisibility with 2. If it is divisible by 2, it would return true value and the statement within if would be executed. I am writing system.out.println and message is even. Now write the else statement. In else block, I would write system.out.println and message is odd. You can put your own statement in these blocks. Now save the file as class name with .java extension. Open the command prompt and move to your folder, where you have saved your file. Now write javac followed by the class name with .java extension. Your file is compiled now. Run your file with Java compiler. You can see output as odd on the console. 13 is not divisible by 2, so it's returning the else statement. You can see the video again if you find any difficulty and practice more. Now let's begin to learn nested if-else or if-else ladder in Java. The if-else if ladder statement executes one condition from multiple statements. In nested if-else statement you can create multiple conditions in one program. You can create filters for finding exactly solution. You can see the syntax and you should pen it down. To understand the flow of data in if-else ladder, you can also refer to the flowchart given. Let's do it with a simple program. You need to open your Notepad or any other text editors. Or you can also use IDE like NetBeans or Eclipse for writing your program. I am using Notepad here, you can use your own. Let's write our class. I am giving it name as if-else ladder example. You can choose your own name. Just remember to save it as the same name as you gave to your class. Start the main method. Public static void main with string array argument. In this example I am checking the eligibility of applying for a post, that is, it should be greater than 30. In our example I am taking an integer variable age and its value is 45. Now in if condition I am checking whether age is less than 20, if it is true then in system.out.println write your message as you are not eligible. Now in next block I am writing else if. In this I am gonna check whether age is greater than 20 and it is less than 30, if it comes true then else if block is going to execute. In else if print statement you can print any message. Now if both if and else if blocks are false then else block would be executed. Write your statement in else, system.out.print and message is you are eligible. Save your file as the class name. I am saving it as if-else ladder example.java. Now you have to run the program. Open the command prompt and move to your folder where you have saved your file. Compile your program with javac followed by your file name with .java extension. Your file is compiled now. Now run it with Java compiler. Java followed by your program name like Java if-else ladder example. Now let's begin with multiple options statement in Java. In Java programs you can create multiple options for the users. We can do it with switch statement. The Java switch statement executes one statement from multiple conditions. In switch statement only one condition is executed at once. It checks the condition in switch and executes the only code that matches its condition. You can see the syntax and flowchart for the reference. We would do it with a simple example. Open your notepad or any editor, or you can also use any IDE for writing programs. Start your program with class and give name to your class. I am giving it as switch example. Now write its main method as public static void main with string array argument. Now in main method you have to write the condition for your switch statement. In this example I am taking an integer variable number and giving it value as 5. You can give your own condition. Now write the switch condition. I am checking the number in switch, and now I will give multiple cases for my condition. If any of the condition is true, its statement would execute. I am giving here 3 cases. Case 1, Case 3, and Case 5. If any of these matches with switch statement, then that case would be executed. And if there is not any such cases that matches, then default is executed. In switch statement, the case that matches the condition, only that statement is executed, rest code is not executed. Program leaves the switch block. Now save the file as your class name. Open command prompt and move to your folder where you have kept your file. Now compile your code with javac tool. Like, javax with example.java. Your file is compiled now. Now run the program using Java tool. You can see the case 5 is executed. Now we would learn about the loops in Java. Loops are used to iterate certain piece of code again and again. We have 3 types of loop in Java: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Now we would learn about for loop in Java. The Java for loop is used to iterate a part of the program several times. The simple for loop is same as C and C++. We can initialize variable, check condition and increment or decrement value. You can see the syntax and flowchart of for loop. Now we would learn it with simple Java program. Open your notepad or IDE or editor that you have been using. Write a class and name it. I am naming it as for example. Write public static void main method with string array argument. We want to print number from 1 to 10, so we do not need to write print statements 10 times. We can write it once and call it several times with loop. In for statement, initialize the variable, put the condition to be less than equal to 10 and increment the variable by 1. In the scope of for loop, write the print statement and pass the variable. Now save the file as class name with .java extension. Now run the program. Open the command prompt and move to your folder where you have kept your file. Now compile your program using Javac. Your file is compiled and now run it using Java. You can see numbers from 1 to 10 is printed on your console. Now let's start with while loop. It is same as for loop. The Java while loop is used to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iteration is not fixed, it is recommended to use while loop. You can see the syntax and flowchart for the reference and pen it down. Now let's start doing the program for it. Open the Notepad or IDE. Do the steps as doing in earlier program. Write class and main method of it. Public static void main. In this example we are doing the same thing that we did in for loop. First of all, initialize the variable like int I equals 1. And in while put the condition that I should be less than equal to 10, then write the print statement and increment the I. Now save your file with your class name followed by .java. Now open the command prompt and move to your directory or folder and compile the program using javac followed by file name .java. Like, javac while example.java. Your program is compiled now. Run the program using Java tool. You can see the output on the screen. Now let's talk about Java do while loop. The Java do while loop is used to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iteration is not fixed and you must have to execute the loop at least once, it is recommended to use do while loop. The Java do while loop is executed at least once because condition is checked after loop body. You can check the syntax and flowchart. Let's do it with an example. Open your Notepad or IDE. Write your class and main method as public static void main with string array argument. In the main method write the do statement. In this program we are printing numbers from 10 to 15. In do block write the print statement and increment the variable. After the scope of do put while statement with the condition. In condition we are going to run this loop till 15. Save your file. Now open your command prompt and move to your folder where file is saved. Compile it using JavaC tool. Your file is compiled now. Run it using Java tool. You can see numbers from 10 to 15 is printed on your screen. Hope you had great session on Java statements. In our next session we would talk about Java IO classes and have also lab session of it. Sit back and enjoy next session. Till then, thank you. Happy coding.